Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest debates for literally any video creator, motion designer, or VFX artist out there. Adobe After Effects versus Blackmagic Fusion.
For years, Adobe After Effects was pretty much the undisputed king, right? But its subscription-only model has really opened the door for a super powerful and, maybe most importantly, free challenger, Blackmagic Fusion, and it's built right into DaVinci Resolve. So the real question is, which one should you be using?
Okay, so before we even touch on features or price, we've got to start with the single biggest difference between these two. And it's not just the future, it's their fundamental philosophy. It all boils down to layers versus nodes.
So After Effects, it uses a layer-based system. If you've ever touched Adobe Photoshop or Premiere Pro, or heck, even if you just get how traditional animation works, this is going to feel instantly familiar. Every single element, your footage, a graphic, a block of text, it just sits on its own layer, stacked one right on top of the other in a timeline.
The stacked approach is really visually direct. You can see the order of things at a quick glance. But here's the catch. When you start piling on a ton of effects, a project can become this complex layer cake of edits. And it gets really tough to find and tweak one specific thing without digging through a whole mountain of pre-comps.
Now, Fusion. Fusion takes a totally different path. It's node-based. And yeah, at first glance, it can look like a crazy complex wiring diagram or some kind of flowchart. For a lot of people, that's where the learning curve feels really steep. See, with nodes, every single operation, a blur, a color correction, a piece of text, is its own independent little box, a node. You connect these nodes together to build your final image. Now, this method gives you unbelievable control and clarity, especially on those really complex visual effects shots. You can literally see the entire signal flow of your image and go in and tweak any single step without messing up all the others. So this brings us to the big trade-off, right? Layers are super intuitive and fantastic for straightforward motion design. Nodes, on the other hand, offer this unparalleled flexibility for complex compositing, and that's exactly why they're the standard in high-end VFX. So it's a choice between a stack and a flowchart.
All right, now that we get the core difference, let's jump into the practical showdown. We're going to break this down into 3 rounds that directly impact your work, your workflow, and, yep, your wallet.
First up is the most dramatic difference of all, and it's the one that gets everybody talking: the price.
After Effects is only available through an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. That means you're paying around $21 a month every single month. The days of buying Adobe software once and owning it are long gone. So this is a permanent cost for as long as you're using it.
And then you've got Fusion. The standard version is included completely free inside DaVinci Resolve. Seriously, you can download it today and get a massive suite of professional VFX tools without paying a single dime. And if you need even more advanced features, you can buy DaVinci Resolve Studio for a one-time fee of about $295, and that unlocks the full Fusion Studio forever. No subscription.
Now, while both of these tools can often get you to a similar result, they really shine in different areas. And that's because they were built with totally different goals in mind.
After Effects is, without a doubt, the industry standard for motion graphics. If you're doing animated logos, slick text animations, or data visualizations, After Effects is an absolute beast. Fusion, on the other hand, is a true blue compositing tool built for visual effects. Its native 3D workspace is a complete game changer, letting you create complex 3D scenes with lighting and shadows without needing a bunch of extra plugins. That puts it in the same league as really high-end VFX software.
And finally, let's talk about the ecosystem. Because a tool is only as powerful as the support system, the community, and all the resources that surround it.
And right here, this is After Effects' biggest trump card, its ecosystem. Because it's been the industry leader for decades, there's a massive marketplace of third-party plugins, scripts, and templates for pretty much anything you can dream up. Fusion's library of third-party plugins is, well, very limited by comparison.
This huge ecosystem also extends to learning. There's a saying that you can find a YouTube tutorial for just about any idea you have in After Effects. For Fusion, not so much. Now, its community is really passionate and it's definitely growing, but the sheer volume of tutorials and help for After Effects is just unparalleled. It makes it so much easier to learn and solve problems on the fly.
Okay, let's bring this all together. We've looked at the philosophy, the price, the strengths, the whole ecosystem. So how in the world do you choose which path to go down?
To put it simply, After Effects is probably your best bet if you're a motion designer or a 2D animator. If your work involves tons of text and shape layers, and you already live inside Adobe's Creative Suite, its seamless integration and just massive library of resources make it the logical choice.
But Fusion is an incredible and, frankly, unbeatable option if you're a compositor or a VFX artist. If you want to create photorealistic effects, work in a true 3D space, and learn that node-based workflow that is the standard in the film industry, all without a monthly fee, then Fusion is definitely calling your name.
This whole idea is just perfectly captured by a Reddit user who's been using After Effects for 27 years. He said, "I prefer Fusion for VFX and compositing. For motion graphics, AE is a beast. It's not about one being better than the other, it's about using the right tool for the right job."
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? What should you be thinking about?
You see, the battle between After Effects and Fusion is way more than just a software comparison. It really represents two competing philosophies for the future of creative tools. On one side, you've got the established subscription-based world of Adobe. It's powerful, it's interconnected, but it's all inside a walled garden. And on the other side, you've got Blackmagic's approach, giving away incredibly powerful professional tools for free and completely disrupting the market. The choice isn't just about layers versus nodes, it's about which future you want to be a part of. And that decision, well, that's up to you.